Hello, students.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. How many
Good
students?
morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Sir.
Only 6 are there. Astos, Rastri, Sakshi, and Swasi Roy. So now you can join very fast. So we can start. We are studying Bryophyta. We are studying the plant kingdom, that is Bryophyta. Plant kingdom, and in plant kingdom we study Bryophyta. Bryophyta. General feature I was telling last time. I told you up to the gametophyte. The main plant is gametophyte. So gametophyte means that producing the gamete is called as the gametophyte. So main plant in the bryophyte is the gametophyte. So I told you about the structure of the gametophyte and monoecious, dioecious. I told you. And after fertilization, it not undergo immediately in the division. As you know, in other cases, zygote divides, but here zygote do not in this way divide immediately. It forms the ultimately it produces the sporophyte, and this sporophyte is depends on gametophyte. One diagram you see, then it will be easy for you to understand. This is suppose one plant is there. This structure is called as the rhizoids. These are the rhizoids, and this is axis. Rhizoid and axis. We can write it this side, so easy for understanding. These are rhizoids, and this structure is known as the axis. Basically, it is stem, and this is leaf, but actually it is not stem and it is not leaf, but it is stem and leaf like structure. So stem generally called as axis. Actually, it is not leaf but leaf like structure. So this structure is called as gametophyte. This is main plant. This is main plant of bryophyte. You know, it is the one you will study about the bryopsida. Then it is a member of the bryopsida. It is, you can say, it is the mass. This is mass plant is there. So it is, this structure is there. Very simple structure. This structure is called the gametophyte. At the tip, female reproductive part is present. At the tip, female reproductive part is present. And is that what is female reproductive part? There is archegonia. that is female reproductive part is archegonia. This archegonia, after fertilization, it increases and it is differentiated into food, seta, and capsule. This structure is called the food. This structure is called seta, and this structure is called the capsule. This structure is called as the sporophyte. This structure is called as the sporophyte. So you know that this gametophyte this is a gametophyte. You know, this gametophyte is green in color. It having chlorophyll. It have the rhizoids that are just like the roots and having the leaf-like structure, and that makes the food for the plant. So this part of the plant is autotrophic. It is able to make food itself. So gametophyte, it is green in color and it makes food itself. But what is about this sporophyte? This sporophyte depends on gametophyte because it takes nutrition from the gametophyte. So sporophyte is not autotrophic in nature. It is completely depends on the gametophyte for their nourishment. But in sometimes it is green in color, so we can say that it is the not completely depends on the gametophyte, but partially depends on gametophyte. But in most of the cases, sporophyte is completely depends on the gametophyte. So this is gametophyte is there in most of the cases. So this is sporophyte. In most of the cases, sporophyte is sunken into the thallus. In some cases, it is differentiated into food, seta, and the capsule. It depends on the species of the bryophyte. So here, in case of the capsule is there, this capsule, inside the capsule, spores are there. Inside the capsule, spores are produced, and these spores, after dehiscence, they after dehiscence, spores are liberated, and after liberation, they producing the gametophyte. So this is the spores, and these spores germinate, and after germination, they producing the gametophyte. Gametophyte. So here inside the spores, inside the capsule, spores are produced, and these spores after generation, they producing new gametophyte plant. So this is about the bryophyte. Later we discuss by the sketch the life cycle of the bryophyte. So this is the life cycle of the bryophyte. Here today I was telling only about the sporophyte. Last time we discussed about the gametophyte. Today we are discussing about the sporophyte. So sporophyte produced just after the fertilization. After fertilization, sporophytic generation starts. And this sporophyte depends on gametophyte for their food and water requirements. In most of the cases, in some cases, this sporophytes is divided into food, seta, and the capsule, and food is by which it is directly attached to the gametophyte and it take the nourishment. And seta is the style-like structure which is found in between the food and the capsule, and inside the capsule, that is the sac-like structure, and inside the capsule, spores are produced. And spores remains inside the capsule, and when they become the mature, and the spores are liberated by dehiscence of the capsule. Capsule having the operculum, and that operculum or the operculum opens, and in one special feature is there, they have the peristomal teeth. The peristome helps in the dehiscence of the pollen, dehiscence of the spores. And these spores, when get suitable condition, they germinate to produce new plant, and that plant is gametophyte. So now next we have to discuss about the economic importance of the bryophytes. Economic importance of bryophytes. Economic importance. The bryophytes have a little economic importance. Bryophytes helps in the succession. Bryophytes helps in the succession of the community development. They help in the soil formation. They replaces the lichens from the rocks. During formation of the rocks, first invader of the rock is fungi. Later, fungi is replaced by bryophytes. And then after bryophyte, pteridophyte, next parts come. So they play an important role in the formation of the soil. Soil formation. They help in the soil formation, and some species are eaten by the aquatic animals, or other animals also eat some bryophytes. And these bryophytes also helps in the soil erosion. If they, you know that you have seen some bryophytes which make the carpet-like structures during rainy season. So these prevent the soil erosion. And one more important thing that will also help in the reducing the soil erosion and peat mass as fuel. As fuel. Peat. Peat. peat is used as the fuel. So you know how peat is produced. One bryophyte name is sphagnum. One bryophyte is sphagnum. Sphagnum. This sphagnum is commonly known as the peat moss. This is sphagnum is called the peat moss. It is aquatic in nature. It is aquatic in nature. It is found in the ponds, rivers, ditches, etc., etc. So these are the aquatic in nature. Almost all the bryophytes are terrestrial in nature, but few species are the Rixia and maybe sphagnum is the aquatic in nature found in. So this it is just like a leafy bryophyte. It is a leafy bryophyte. So when they die, suppose this is water bottom and this is sphagnum. Sphagnum is, you know that it is a very such type of bryophyte. This is sphagnum. So when sphagnum die, they secrete some acids. They secrete some acids. That is why they remain as such. They are not decomposed by the microbes. Since the sphagnum secretes some acids, that is why they are not decomposed by the microbes. So they settle down at the bottom of the water body. They settle down at the bottom of water body. They settle down at the bottom of water body. And since more and more layers are deposited at the bottom of the water body, so they are removed from the water body, and after time they are used as fuel. So this is what we have obtained. This is called as the peat. This structure is called peat. This structure is called peat. And this peat is used as the fuel. Once again, if you listen, what is peat? When sphagnum die and it is not decomposed by the microbes, so it settled down at the bottom and it is not decomposed and remain at the bottom. So, and this is called as the peat. This peat is removed from the water body and after drying, it is used as the fuel. So this is one important thing, that is as the fuel. So it is also used as a fuel. So that is the peat. Sphagnum, that is peat mass. The peat produces the peat. So peat is a fuel. So sphagnum has one more important there. It provides holds a large amount of the water. This bryophytes hold the large amount of water. Basically, that is the sphagnum. So it is used for packing up some materials like some plants, some fish, and some other things are used. So since it has a large water holding capacity, so it is used as the packing material. Some materials which are used as the uh, grafting of the grafting plant parts, and some fish and some other things are when they are packed, they help pack since they contains a huge amount of the water. So now classification of the bryophytes. Now about the bryophytes classification. Bryologists bryologists. This is the as you know that the bryophytes, which are the experts of the bryophytes, is known as the bryologist. I told you before about the which is the specialist in the fungi, that is called as the mycologists. The same way in the algae, that is phycologists. In the same way, which is the experts of the bryophytes, which studied the bryophyte, that is called the bryologists. So bryologists has divided bryophytes in mainly three classes. Mainly three classes. One is Hepaticopsida. Hepaticopsida. Anthopsyropsida and Bryopsida. Antho Anthopsyropsida and Bryopsida. He classified all the bryophytes into three main classes. First one is Hepaticopsida, as commonly called as the liverworts. Called as the liverworts. And this is Anthopsyropsida, commonly called as the hornworts. And bryophytes and the Bryopsida, commonly called as the mosses. called as the mosses. So three classes are bryophytes. First one, the Pedicopsida, which includes the liverworts. Next one, Phosphatopsida, which includes hornworts. And next one, the Bryopsida, it includes mosses. So these are different classes of bryophytes. So first we have to discuss one by one. First one is the Pedicopsida, that is the liverwort. So first one, Pedicopsida. Since I think time is less, so we can discuss next time. We discuss about these classes, Pedicopsida and the Pseudopsida and Bryopsida. So if you what you have studied, if any query, if any question, so you may ask me. Next time we discuss about this Pedicopsida, Anthocydopsida and Bryopsida detail. So if any query, any question, you may ask me. So first we can start. Anybody?
No, sir.
Ask those. Any problem here? No. Next one, the Kalpana. No. Third one, Rashri.
No, sir.
No. And next, Aditi. No. Next, Kusi Singh.
No, sir. No doubt.
No doubt. You have to making notes yourself.
Yes, sir.
You all have to make notes yourself by with the help of this what video what study video I'm telling you, and also with the help of your NCERT book and other understanding.
Yes, sir.
If you need problem, ask.
Sir.
Next is Suvasis Rai. No. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir. Thank you, sir.